Ho ho hello, thank you for stopping by. My name is Becky and this is Bex Reads, and welcome back to yet another day of Bookmas, and welcome back to another Fave 5 episode. Today I am going to share with you my 5 favorite middle grades that I've read this year. Now honestly, I didn't read a whole lot of middle grades this year, so the pickings were easy to choose from, but I did have 5 that I actually really enjoyed. Coming in at number 5 was Solimar, the Sword of the Monarchs. Now, this is a very cute little middle grade. It is about a young girl named Solimar who finds these monarch butterflies, and they're very weak, so she takes them in and protects them, and they sort of like cling to this cloak. And this cloak gives her the ability to foretell the future. One day, her father and her brother are out of the kingdom when this neighboring king invades, and he wants to use Solimar's new talent to take over this kingdom. So she escapes with the help of her little bird friend and a new friend, and they have to go on this journey to try and find her father and her brother to warn them of what is happening. So this was so cute, so magical, so vividly described. It could easily be a Disney movie because it is a Disney book. But I thought it was really cute. I loved the adventure that she went on. I loved her little animal companions. There was some moral lessons in here about friendship and family and protecting those who are more vulnerable than you. So if this sounds like one that you or a younger reader in your life would enjoy, I highly recommend it. My 4th favorite middle grade of the year was A Wolf Called Wander. This is actually based on the true life of an actual wolf and his journey to find his own place and start his own herd? Pack. That's what wolves are. So as somebody who loves animals and has always been fascinated with wolves, I remember going to the library when I was probably about 9 and picking out this VHS tape that showed like a documentary about wolves, and I watched it on repeat for quite a while. I really enjoyed this story. I loved seeing the journey through the wolf's perspective, or what a human would think a wolf's perspective was. And it was just really fascinating. It had some really great illustrations and some really great information in it. If you have a young reader in your life who is interested in learning about wolves and their journey, or you yourself are interested, do check this one out. It's very short, easy to read. My 3rd favorite middle grade of the year was Wish. This is the story of a young girl whose father is in prison. Her mother isn't really taking care of her or doing any sort of motherly anything. Her mother sucks. And her older sister is going to beauty school, so she really can't afford to take care of her little sister. So she is sent to live with her aunt, sort of as foster care or guardianship, but she thinks that she's not going to be there for very long, so she doesn't see the point in trying to make friends or trying to settle into this new life because she expects to be out of there really quick. She just wants to go back to her family and the life that she knew. However, things really don't go that easily for her. She ends up realizing that she's going to be with her aunt and her uncle longer than she thinks she is. And along the way, she ends up making a very unlikely friend with a young boy who is also sort of a loner. He doesn't have a lot of friends. And it's just the story of how she comes to realize that this new family that she has is so much better than the one she came from. She feels more loved, she feels more safe and secure. She's building friendships that she didn't think that she would end up building. And it's just a very sweet story. It was a very heartwarming and moving story, and I liked the family dynamics that were in here. It did actually make me tear up. I really liked the audio narration of this as well. My 2nd favorite middle grade of the year was Umbrella Summer. Now, this is a book that I really didn't know a ton about before I started reading it. This is about a young girl whose brother died suddenly. So she's got a lot of trauma and grief from it, and he died in a very unexpected way, so that has left her very anxious. She is afraid that she could die at any moment, so she's very cautious, and she takes above and beyond measures to keep herself safe. Her family is also dealing with grief and trauma and dealing with those in very different ways, so they're really not helping her through it. So with the help of this elderly neighbor who moves in, she starts to come out of her shell and she starts to embrace the life that she's living. She forms these very unlikely friendships, one of them being with the elderly woman next door who also lost her husband recently, so they bond through that. And this story deals a lot with grief and family dynamics and just how you see the world and how you overcome very traumatic moments in your life and embrace living. This is a book that did make me cry for very personal reasons. I think I featured it in a vlog. If I did, I will link it down below. And my favorite middle grade of the year was Beyond the Bright Sea. This is a historical middle grade about a young girl who washes up on this island beach one day when she is a baby, and this old man takes her in and raises her as his own. Nobody really knows where she came from, and a lot of people don't even know that she exists. So as she gets older, naturally she becomes curious about where she came from, and she realizes that maybe she came from this other island not too far away that had a leper colony on it. And the older man, and eventually even the older woman who are her pseudo parents, they want to keep her safe because they also believe that she came from this leper colony, and back in the day people really had negative beliefs about people with leprosy, so they don't want her to be treated as like a freak show or anything like that. So they sort of keep her to herself. She has very limited interactions with kids her own age or even people in general, but she goes on this adventure to this island that once housed this leper colony to see if she can find out the truth of the matter. And what she finds out is rather surprising. This is a bit of a mystery as well, because there are some things that happened on this leper island that people aren't really sure what happened. It's all just speculation. This has great found family representation in it. I really liked the historical aspects of it. I learned a lot from reading this. It made me cry because of the dynamics between the characters, and I really liked the like seaside setting as well. So I loved a lot about this, and if you have somebody or you are somebody who is interested in historical middle grade stories, this is one that I highly recommend you check out because I think you could learn something from it. So those were my top 5 favorite middle grades of 2023. Let me know down in the comments what was your favorite middle grade if you read them of the year. But if you don't feel like commenting that but would like to let me know that you made it to the end of this video, could you leave me a little sailboat emoji? And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another Fave 5 Bookmas video. Bye!